Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Simcity Ultimate City. Today's episode is the one where we go through all of the things that have been said in the comments on the previous videos and address all of these different problems that we have in the city. So in the last episode I asked you all to leave a comment. I've now got a list of different topics and we're going to go through them one by one. And as you guys probably know, I have to record these videos in bulk, so I record quite a few episodes at once. But at the moment I actually have a fair bit of free time, so I'm going to be able to just record 1 or 2 episodes at a time, and then that way we'll be able to keep up to date. So we're going to start off with the schools. That's been one of the biggest problems, and for ages you guys have been putting it in the comments that what we should do is put a school in each of the residential areas on either side. Now the reason that I originally didn't want to do this is because of the way SimCity is with its AI. What would normally happen is you'd have a grade school over here and it would send all of its buses over to the other side, and then you had one over here and it would do the same thing, and that's called Sod's Law. So it does the exact thing you don't want it to. But the game has been updated and patched since I last had a city with those sorts of problems, and generally that's what I found with everything basically, because a lot of people are saying, you know, put the fire stations on either side. Instead of having a hospital you should have clinics on either side, and what I found usually happens is the thing you really don't want to happen. So let's say we had a clinic on this side and one on that side. Well, one of them will get completely ignored and everyone will go to the other one. But the game has been patched and things have changed, so I think it's time to do these experiments again. So we're going to start off actually by jumping into this and building a school on either side. Now there's one thing to consider here as well, which I pointed out, is that ever since we introduced the university, that brought in just around 1,000 extra students, and then when we removed it, those 1,000 students, it would seem, didn't go to these schools. And if you look at the numbers here, we're probably only missing out on 300 students, so I get the feeling that doing this isn't going to solve the problem. However, we have to try to find out. And also I want to be careful of where I build these, because I don't really want to, you know, remove any of the structures we've got built up here. So I'm probably going to put the school over here in this space, which is right next to that public library. And this is a temporary thing, I guess, so we'll just build a road, a road, not a road. And it doesn't have to be in any grid line or anything like that. Now another suggestion actually was to put down more bus stops. So if we go to the education tab quickly, and we can see all of the bus stops, they're highlighted, and we bring up this chart education map. Now one of the comments was saying that all of the uneducated areas are far away from the bus stops and the most educated are closer to them. So purple is not enrolled, 100 kids there, 37. I really don't see anything that suggests that, because look at the amount of unrolled kids here, and there's bus stops here and on that street as well. So down here, I mean that's right next to the bus stop. It doesn't really look like there's a clear pattern, does it? So I don't think we need extra bus stops, although it is something to consider. But the more bus stops we put down, the more traffic we're going to have, because the buses will have to stop at each one. So I think actually having them spaced out like they are at the moment is probably a good thing. Now I've just noticed something. Let's bring up that chart again. Yeah, this street here doesn't have one. This should have a bus stop right there. There we go. Okay, so we're going to put down a school over here. We're going to do a grade school. Actually, a high school I think would be good because of the capacity. It's going to have 800 desks compared to 150. So we'll put one of those there. We'll give this a whole bunch of buses. And at the moment there are 1,300 students that we need to teach that aren't being taught. So let's say that this is going to solve the problem and everything's going to be fine after we build this. Then we need 1,300 classrooms. So with 800 and that on top, that's 1,200. Oh no, wait, that's what we need. Oh, that's another 1,000. So that's well and truly going to be able to hold that. And what's good is we're at this point in the game where we don't really have to worry about money and stuff, because we have a hell of a lot coming in. Actually, no, we've got a hell of a lot built up. We don't have a lot coming in. It's still kind of, yeah, not quite balanced. Okay, so I guess we're going to have to wait to see what that does. We'll speed up the game. And the next thing I want to talk about is the ore, because we have this situation where all of our ore mines are pretty much full all of the time. Oh. And as well as that, our coal mines are full. And our smelting factories, usually they say they're low on ore. Now, I see a lot of comments, again I'm going to refer to Backseat Gaming. I make a lot of decisions and I'm quite informed on what I'm doing, I feel. Now when I see a comment there, I think you've got to think of reasons why you could be wrong when you suggest something as well, because a lot of people were saying that what I should be doing is importing ore. And I've just realised all these are closed because we need a smelting division in the region. What the hell's going on there? Because we do have a smelting division. Does it now have to be open or something? What's going on here? So let's open that. So, what one is what? How do I tell what building is what? So that one there is a smelting division. So let's turn that on. And let's see what happens now. Okay, so now they're running. Let's turn that off. Okay. Well, that was strange. That one there still thinks it needs a smelting division in the region. Have any others changed? I'm going to turn that back on for a little while until that bottom one fixes. Anyway, so what I was saying is, yeah, think about what you say, because I've already thought this through. Now, if we need more ore to make more alloys, and all of our ore plots are already full, well, that one's now empty. So's that one as well. They've all been emptied. The problem isn't that we don't have enough ore, it's that we can't get it into each of the smelting factories fast enough, and that's solved by traffic. Now, where we have a trade port down here, this has got delivery trucks as well, which is sending, I mean, you can see here, that's got 200 tons of raw ore. So when we import goods, if we were to import ore, we would be bringing it in here to the trade port where there'd be no room for it. So if we built an extra plot, it would probably end up just filling up from these ore mines, and then we would have trucks that would then have to take it from here and send it over to the smelting factories. So the issue isn't really with how much ore we have or a need to import it, is actually with the trucks that deliver it. So that's why I haven't done that, and I think all of these are running now. See, look, that one needs raw ore, but let's go and have a look over here. You can see 10 tons, 8 tons there. Don't we have another one somewhere? Yeah, this one over here. 15 tons and 200 tons in this area. So it's not really about importing it, it's about getting it to the actual smelting factory. Anyway, yeah, so all of this is running now. Let's go and close down this thing at the top and then check out how education is doing. So we're just going to turn that off because that costs a ridiculous amount of money to run. And now all of these are working. We've actually lost a fair bit of money all of a sudden. I think that's probably, yeah, it's probably to do with all of this closing down and not working properly. Okay, so education. Let's go and have a look now. So, doesn't look like it's changed much. Okay, that's full. That's interesting. And there's still time for more students to come to school, I think, as well. So this one over here is 420 and that one has 206. So it's like they've redirected most of them to the closest place to the residential area. That is fascinating. And I think what I might do is build another one of these on the other side. And that actually has that little icon there. Education problem. What is the education problem? Please tell me. Isn't there normally a little alert down here? What's going on? Why is this flashing? Storage full. Yep, we know that. I'm really not sure what's going on there. Now, some people have talked about a job balance thing. Maybe we have education problems because we don't have enough workers. We do have a load of unfulfilled jobs. However, filling them up is going to be a bit tricky at the moment because we haven't got the balance quite right in our city. And as I said before, you know, we've surpassed, no, how's that said, surpassed? I think that's the correct way of saying it. We have surpassed the point that I played in a test world, you know, over and over again, building up this city. We've well and truly gone beyond that now, so it's kind of getting very challenging. Anyway, let's have a look what else is on this list. Industrial. We don't have any industrial in our city. The reason why is because I wanted to use smelting factories. However, I saw a comment saying that it is actually linked to our commercial problems. So we've had problems with shoppers leaving the city, which doesn't make sense because down here, well, you can see there are actually some unsatisfied shoppers now. So that would make sense if they were leaving the city, but previously we had none of them and people were still leaving the city. Let's destroy that building if it's abandoned. And so the idea is that the industrial buildings will provide goods for your shops. So let's go and have a look at the commercial map. So goods are blue, souvenirs and money. So it looks like everything has goods. Perhaps they would have more if there are industries in the area. These ones over here don't have a lot of goods. They don't have a lot of anything really, except money. So if we click on... is it this one? We can see other maps that correspond to this. I'm not sure which ones they are. There's another one that corresponds to the shopping. Actually, I think I know what one it is. We go to that one right there. We can see the shoppers and workers. That doesn't really tell us a lot, does it? Okay, I don't know what else I was looking for there in the data maps, but that is something that we can try. Probably not going to do that now, but maybe having a little bit of industry will help boost jobs and also sort out the shopping problem. Now you can see traffic in the city is pretty bad. One suggestion to tackle that was to sort out the intersections, because we've had problems with our streetcars kind of getting backed up, and that is something I'll have to keep my eye on, because what happens is when they come to an intersection, if they go down to a dead end and all of them turn down here, then immediately they have to come back, and so some traffic problems are caused at the intersection. So what we want is really a ring road around the entire city. So we want to get rid of this stop and this intersection, and then there is another one with the exception of this, which is to turn into the depot there, and that might be a good reason to get rid of those stops actually. Maybe they'll just continue going in a ring road until they need to go back to the depot, but the other one is down here as well. Now another suggestion I've seen a couple of times is to put in bus stops, park and rides, and the thing is we've done that all before. We had buses in the city and they kind of contributed a lot to traffic as it was. A lot of people didn't use them, and since we've introduced the streetcars, things have been better. Now if you remember, we did actually have the streetcars and the buses at the same time, and things got a lot better when we removed the buses. So I think it's just a good idea to have one of these. Now I'm looking over here and thinking, what if we were to put a ring road around the back there? Oh, did my game just pause or crash? Okay, well the game did crash, and I've just spent a couple of minutes adding this ring road here. I guess we could put another stop over here somewhere, but it'd be interesting to see what happens to traffic now. Let's also zone off the area there because I had to destroy a couple of buildings. I think we'll be able to get one back. Okay, and when I log back in as well, none of these were running. I had to... oh, look at that. They've all closed again. I had to open this, they started running, then I closed it again. I don't know what's going on, but it looks like they've introduced something where you have to have this running now, which really sucks. Didn't I just open that? Oh, but now it's got to hire people. Well, this game is getting more and more annoying. Every time they patch it, something else goes wrong, it seems. And it looks like maybe the traffic down here is a good idea, because now these people, they're not going around like that, are they? To get up there, they're going to go this way, so they won't contribute to traffic on this corner, at least. Which is pretty good. Okay, so other points that we were talking about. The sewage thing, people were saying that I should try and put another sewage plant on the other side of the city. That sounds like a good experiment. However, I get this feeling that the same thing's going to happen again. And I think that is starting to really heavily pollute. We're also selling sewage. I don't know why someone would want to buy that. But I think we should shut this down and build one on the other side of the city. But my worry is if it doesn't divide it up evenly, which is what some people have suggested it might do, then we're going to have one overflowing on the other side of the city. But anyway, let's go and build this. We're going to add a road just behind this thing here. We've still got it on curve. We don't want that. Also want to leave a little bit of room. I don't think we're actually going to need it. We do have quite a bit of room over here anyway. Yeah, let's just do it like that. That's going through a placed building, so we need to go further up. I'm not sure what this placed building is. Actually, I can see what it is now. There's a road over the back here, so let's not destroy, but let's simply edit this and then remove that road. Oh, and then there's the garbage dump, which we don't really need. I think only one incinerator is running at the moment. Yep, that's good. So every now and then as it builds up, we have to run both of them at the same time. And now we should be able to put that road going across. There it is, and then we'll put sewage all the way over here. So let's go to that. Sewage treatment plant. Let's put that there so we can expand to the side a little bit. Give that a couple of extra ones of these. I think the other one had 3, so we'll do that. And then we will wait for that to open and this one here to close down, which we will do in a moment. Let's just see. Yeah, still hiring people. Let's also downgrade this road here. We want to get rid of this bus stop, sorry, streetcar stop, and then downgrade the road like that, so we have one less intersection there. And where was the other one? It was where I made that ring road, wasn't it? So, oh, I also talked about removing the stops over the back here. That seems like a good idea because they're probably going to visit these. Now, the reason that I put them there is so that workers can get there. But looking at how many people ride it, they seem completely pointless. So we're just going to remove those, and then hopefully they will not go over there when they're, out and working, and then when they need to go back to the depot, they can turn off at that point there. So it's just this area down here I need to keep my eye on and see what's going on with the streetcars. Let's add another stop over here actually to encourage the use of the ring road. And it is... don't know why I'm struggling to find the right tab. Streetcars, there we go. So let's put it right outside like that for people that want to go to the trade port. That is also closed. What? Missing Prequist building. What is that? This game is weird. I don't know what that is, but if that's closed, that's a huge problem for us. So let's slow down the speed of the game. Also have a quick peek at the education. That's interesting, that's gone up. That's definitely made a difference. We're now down to 800 students, so I think what we should do is perhaps put another high school on the other side of the city. That sounds like a really good idea. Let's do that now. We can do that quickly. Oh, is it going to fit there? Yes, it is. I hope that wasn't reserved for anything else important that I've forgotten about, because now it is going to be for high school. And with one on either side, I think we should probably shut down maybe the grade school, save ourselves a little bit of money while we're doing this experiment. Although I don't know, again, if having the different levels of education makes too much difference. Actually, let's just leave those open. I don't know what's going on. Right, so now we've got an army of school buses going everywhere as well. Yeah, that's another problem. It looks like all of them are turning into this one first to drop off all the students. And if they're doing that, aren't they going in there with full buses of students? Yeah, it looks like they're turning in there and then going, oh, that's full, so let's go somewhere else. I don't know, let's just see if those numbers change. So it's this building here, our trade port. I mean, it's closed. What happens if we do this? Nothing. I've got a feeling when we built this road or changed it around here, that became a problem for our trade port. So we're just going to have to demolish it and build it again. Let's pause the game. That also means we get rid of all of this as well. Look how many tons of alloys and stuff we have. And we can't export it before we do this because it's closed. And we don't know how to open it. So goodbye trade port. That's a pain, that is. And let's go and add another one. It's that one there. I never seem to find the right tab. And then we edit that. We can add... Where is the expansion that we need? None of that is approved. That's fine. Oh, wait a minute. I've just built a trade depot. Built the wrong thing. Okay. No, I want to destroy that. Not paying attention now. Now this is not approved. Oh my god. This is awful. I know why. It's because these are closed. Don't tell me we have to keep them open now. That would be a horrible, horrible thing. So the metals division is fine. And then with this thing, can we upgrade that? Is that what it's saying? No, that's a little... yeah, a little challenge thing, isn't it? Okay, so that one, let's just open all of this up. I'm going to lose a ridiculous amount of money now. Please, 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 let me build it. No, it's not approved. Oh, this is giving me a headache. Welcome back to SimCity. We've patched it, and now your city is completely messed up. There we go. Okay, that did it. I was actually searching for the patch notes, and the only thing I could find was people complaining about how their cities don't work anymore. That is exactly what's happened to me. There we go. So, fits exactly in that little gap. That's great. Put down a sign. Put down as many of these as we can get. We put 12 in. Did we have that many before? That seems like an awful lot. We're going to put 12 in anyway. I think I'm actually overdoing that. And now there's no more room for any more. Okay, and then we wanted one for coal. What one is that? That's just freight. That's good. That'll stay there. That is more freight. That's not actually what we need. We wanted ore. And then 2 for alloys, I think is how we had it. Yeah, that seems about right. Let's close that. Yep, 100, 100, and 200 tons of alloys. Oh, I think we actually had 2 lots for ore, because we had 200 tons there before. Maybe we'll change that, let's see. Now we just want to manage that, and we're going to use that locally. We're going to export that, and use that one locally. Okay. Well, that was unexpected, and of the list of things that we've gone through, I think that's everything. Oh, yeah, there's one more thing. Okay, people keep suggesting to put down parks in our residential areas and increase the land value. The reason that we're not going to do that is because we're actually controlling the land value so that we have the right population of people to fulfill these jobs. And so we've had a controlled area for medium wealth. Soon we'll be building a high wealth one as well, so we can remove those unfulfilled jobs. And so that's why I'm not putting down lots of parks anywhere. But that is it for this episode of SimCity Ultimate City. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you want to put a like on the video, it is much appreciated. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.